Have you ever bought a car from a dealership only to have 4 days pass and you have a shit ton of problems that come up? Lucky for you, there's actually a law that protects you, and it's called the Lemon Law. Kind of an odd name if you ask me. I mean, you bought a car, not a fruit. What's going on, my beautiful people? My name is Mark Beneke, a proud member of Westland Auto Sales, and in today's video we're going to be covering everything that you need to know about the Lemon Law so that you can truly understand what it is and when you can use it to protect you. See, the majority of people have heard about the law, but in my 16 plus years in the car industry, there has never ever been a single time that a customer has come to me and actually talked about it in the right context. So let's get right into this fruity business. Now, the first step is understanding what the Lemon Law truly is. Let me just read off the definition to you. The Lemon Law is a consumer protection law designed to provide legal recourse to buyers of defective vehicles. But that just kind of sounds like legal and technical mumbo jumbo. So let me put it in English for you. You buy a car and the car is bad. So here comes along a little law that is there to protect you from that car being bad and also protect you against the people that you purchased it from in case they're acting in bad faith. Now, while there are some dealerships that fully know that the car is bad, the majority of them don't. Since cars are just machines with parts, those parts do wear down over time and they could fail at any moment. It could be in a day, a month, a year, 10 years. There's no way for us to know. I really wish that I had a crystal ball so I could look into the future, but I don't. Either way, the law is there to protect you as a consumer. But it's not under every single circumstance. It has to meet a certain criteria. Now, like most laws, they vary from state to state. So for reference, today we're only going to be touching on California. Obviously, because Westland is located in our Sunshine State, specifically in Fresno, California. Extra specifically, 3910 East Belmont Avenue, Fresno, California, 93702. I know, shameless plug. For a vehicle to be labeled a lemon, there are a few requirements that it needs to meet first. Number one, you have to have purchased the vehicle from a dealership. The car has to have a defect that affects the usability or safety of it. It also has to be sold with a warranty. No warranty, no Lemon Law. And the dealership has to be given a reasonable number of attempts to fix the vehicle. As long as your vehicle falls into all of these categories, then you have the Lemon Law to be able to back you. Oh, well, I guess it's probably not much of a woo moment, honestly. It kind of sucks to have to be taken down that path. Okay, this is better.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights?
There are a few circumstances where the Lemon Law does not apply at all. The first is if you bought your vehicle from an individual, like your neighbor or some random guy that you found on Craigslist. No go. If you bought it as is, meaning without a warranty, no fucking go. If you have an issue that arises that is completely unrelated to the initial issue, nope. And if you cannot prove that you've been trying to contact a dealer or have given them a reasonable number of attempts, you're out of luck. So let's touch on that reasonable number of attempts. Because honestly, reasonable number is kind of up to interpretation. But when it comes to California, probably the majority of places too, I would say 4 or more attempts are pretty reasonable. Meaning if you gave them 4 opportunities or more to fix that same problem and it still didn't happen. Now remember, that's in California. Different states might treat it a little bit differently. Now, after your vehicle has been deemed a lemon, well, you as the owner are entitled to 2 outcomes. Either the dealership can choose to refund the money to you. However, there are a few stipulations here. They could give you the purchase price of the vehicle back. The dealer could give you back the money that you've put into it, which is a pretty penny, don't get me wrong. However, they are entitled to deduct a certain amount, and that's based off of your usage of the vehicle, which could be based on the amount of miles that you put on it or the general wear and tear that you put on the car. So if you have kids and they're sitting there scratching at the leather seats, I know it's not really scratching, that's like stabbing at it. Well, in order for them to take the vehicle back, they're gonna have to charge you to repair those seats. Yeah, and that is reduced from the overall amount that you get back. So my advice regardless of whether you see any kind of issues on the car or not, put your photographer hat on and take pictures of every part of the car, especially if you see dents or tears in the seats, or maybe the headliner's ripped. Any defects that you see, make sure that you have proof. Now, the second thing that you could be entitled to is a replacement vehicle. Now, this is a great thing. Woo-hoo-hoo! New car on the house, right? But don't think that just because you bought a Chevy Cruze and then you claim the lemon law and all of a sudden you're entitled to a brand new fucking Hellcat or a brand new Corvette or a Ferrari. No. They're going to replace the vehicle with something of equal or lesser value. So the most likely thing is you're going to go from that Chevy Cruze to, well, another Chevy Cruze. It might just be your favorite color though. And those are the two options that are available to you, but you don't get to choose which one it is. The dealer gets to decide whether you end up getting a refund or a replacement vehicle. So don't go in demanding and throwing shit and telling them, I want my money back, because they might actually just act out of spite and get you the replacement car instead. Frankly, I don't know why they would, but some people are like that. It truly sucks when you have to go through this type of situation though. Not just for you, but for the dealership as well. At the end of the day, I can promise you, I want my customers to be happy, and I know all you want is to feel happy as well and feel like you're being taken care of. So my honest recommendation, if you're having issues with the vehicle and the same problem keeps popping up, go and speak to them calmly. I understand that the majority of you will be frustrated as fuck. I mean, I sure as hell know that I would be. But when you go and speak to them and help them understand not only your side of things, but your position as well, most people are very willing to help somebody in need. And the solution would most likely be the exact same thing without having to take it through arbitration or the court system, which could be a very long and drawn out process where the only real people that are winning, lawyers. I know that when a customer comes to me and presents me their situation, I do everything in my power to find them a solution that is not only fair, but reasonable for their situation. And if something ends up being our fault, we own it and take care of it right on the spot. Unfortunately, I know that not everybody operates that way. So if you try this route first and get nowhere, then find yourself an attorney that can advise you on how to proceed. And make sure that they add in any and all court fees involved if and when you win, as well as any civil penalties if the dealer is actually acting in bad faith. I hate to say it, but there are definitely some shady dealers out there that sell, frankly, I don't even want to call them lemons. Shit. They sell shit. And the biggest problem is that without the proper knowledge on how to protect yourself, the majority of people are just stuck there thinking that they have no options available to them. Hopefully, the information that I gave you sheds a little bit of light on the fact that you do and how you can actually enact it. And that's not the only thing available to you. You also have a couple of other tips and tricks that you should know about when it comes to purchasing a vehicle. Like the most important part when it comes to buying a car, the contract, which you can learn all about by clicking on this video right down here. Thanks, and I will see you there. Okay, bye!